is always something happening around the globe. We are here today to get you updated about events and programs from around the globe. A very good evening and warm welcome to Dharma Television Collective News. This is Srishti Khadki. Moving on to the headlines. Risks of infection as market crowded in the morning. Narangad, Mughlin Road blocked again. Murder of a man in Bagmara, 6 of Rolpa. Boxing players Corona insurance. Instructions to discharge Corona infected with asymptomatic and normal symptoms. Corona infection in 22 policemen. 45 new infections were added on the same day in Chitwan. 1,059 die of Corona in India in the last 24 hours. Corona infection kills more than 3,000 in Saudi. Corona infection in another 885 people, 11 deaths confirmed. Nepali Congress accused the government of being directionless. Rain and thunderstorms in some parts of the country today. Nepal 15 in ICC T20 ranking. Leicester series defender Ben Chilwell signed by Chelsea for £50 million. Government issues conditions to travel to Nepal. Christchurch, New Zealand shooting mosque gunman sentenced to life without parole. Here we go for news in detail. Danger of increasing the infection due to the crowd in the shop market which is open in the morning during the ban imposed in the Kathmandu Valley after the increase in the number of Corona infections. All the 3 administration offices in the Kathmandu Valley are allowed to open food shops till 9:30 a.m. But at the same time, there was a crowd in the public market, especially the vegetable market is very crowded and the risk of infection has increased due to the lack of physical distance. Food shops as well as vegetable and fruit shops are open in the morning. Similarly, vegetables are being sold on the side of the road. The administration office has made arrangements to keep the shops selling medicine, water and health items open at any time, whereas shops selling fruits, vegetables and food shops are only allowed to open till 9:15 in the morning. The Narangad and Mughlin road has been blocked due to a landslide. According to the area police office Mughlin, the Narangad-Mughlin road was blocked on both sides when a dry landslide fell at 2 km near Mughlin in Ichakamana village, municipality 6 of Chitwan at around 7 this morning. According to the area police office Mughlin, the landslide could not be averted immediately. A person has been killed in Bagmara 6 of Rolpa. According to the Rolpa Police Inspector Shankar Khatka, 40-year-old Man Bahadur Badi was killed. Police have arrested Ram Charan Badi, 44, on the charge of murder and further investigation is underway. He also admitted that he had killed the deceased by throwing firewood, as per the police. Corona insurance of a boxer participating in the 13th South Asian Games held in Nepal last year has been insured. 16 boxers and 2 coaches participating in the saga are insured. Former boxer and central member of Nepal Boxing Association Om Naran Shrestha has insured 18 people at the rate of Rs 1 lakh each at personal expense. A total of 10 male and 6 female boxers from Nepal competed in the 13th SAG held in Kathmandu, Pokhara and Janakpur from 15 to 24 December 2076. Government has directed to discharge Corona-infected people who are not treated at COVID hospitals across the country and have normal symptoms. At a regular press conference on Wednesday, spokesperson of the Ministry of Health and Population, Dr. Jageshwar Gautam, said the Ministry of Social Development and Corona special hospitals in all the states have been instructed to discharge the infected Corona patients after 14 days. Spokesperson Gautam said the asymptomatic Corona should be retested and discharged 10 days after the infection is confirmed. Spokesperson Gautam said Corona should be tested immediately 10 days after the infection and if the report is negative, patients should be discharged immediately. Spokesperson Gautam said government would not bear the cost of the hospital stay for more than 14 days. Spokesperson Gautam also directed to strictly follow the circular of the ministry. The number of Corona-infected policemen working in the Metropolitan Police Circle, Maharajganj, has reached 22. Earlier, 9 people, including an inspector and a criminal who was arrested for murder, Ang Dorje Sherpa, accused of Manmaizu murder, was arrested and remanded in custody on August 16. After his PCR test report came positive, Corona was seen by the police who were in close contact. Similarly, 2 policemen, including an inspector, have been found infected with Corona in the Cyber Bureau of Nepal Police at Potahiti. The infected policemen of the bureau have been admitted to the isolation of Nepal Police Hospital. A town system has been implemented for the police working in the Cyber Bureau to come to the office after seeing the infection. In Chitwan, 45 new Corona infections have been added on the same day. A test conducted at Bharatpur COVID lab and Chitwan Medical College lab on Wednesday confirmed 45 new infections. Corona has been confirmed from COVID lab of Bharatpur, 3 from Chitwan Medical College, 3 from Navalpur, 2 from Sarlahi, 18 in Bharatpur Metropolitan City, 17 in Ratnanagar Municipality and 9 in Madi Municipality. In India, 1,059 corona-infected patients have died in 24 hours. According to WHO, 59,449 corona-infected people have died in India so far. With the rapid spread of corona infection, the number of infected people in India has reached 3.234 million so far. In the last 24 hours, 67,151 infected people have been added in India. It is the third most infected country in the world after the United States and Brazil. Corona infections have been on the rise in India since the end of lockdown. The coronavirus has killed 3,755 people in Saudi Arabia. At present, 310,836 people have been infected in Saudi Arabia and 284,935 have recovered and returned home. Of the 1,601 people in critical condition, 22,136 are still infected. The number of recovering has increased after the Saudi government went lockdown. Corona infection has been confirmed in 885 more people in Nepal. According to Dr. Jageshwar Gautam, spokesperson of the Ministry of Health, corona infection has been confirmed in 885 out of 13,253 people tested in different parts of the country. At the same time, the number of corona infections has reached 34,418. Among those infected are 230 in Kathmandu, 47 in Lalitpur and 24 in Bhaktapur. Last Wednesday, 385 people were discharged. In addition, 19,504 people have been discharged so far, said spokesperson Gautam. Another 11 died of corona. The deceased have been identified as women from Morang and Bhaktapur and 2 men from Kailali, 3 men from Mahottari and 1 man from Baki, 1 man from Kathmandu and 2 men from Bara, said spokesperson Gautam. The number of deaths due to corona in Nepal has reached 175, according to the ministry. Currently, 9,832 people are in quarantine, according to the ministry. The main opposition party, Nepali Congress, has accused the government of being directionless and unplanned as the corona infection spreads. Joint General Minister Dr. Prakash Charan Mahat, who is also the coordinator of the Nepali Congress COVID-19 Monitoring Committee, said that the lives of the people were in the crisis due to the government. Minister Mahat said the government had ignored repeated warnings about the measures to be taken to prevent corona infection and to address the situation. Dr. Mahat demanded that a concrete short-term and long-term plan be made to public to control the corona infection and make civilian life easier. The committee also demanded the required number of private hospitals be declared as corona hospitals, as it is not practical to keep corona-infected patients in every hospital, keeping in view the current situation of corona infection. Immediate provision of necessary oxygen and ventilators in the hospitals and immediate implementation of insurance for health workers, as well as provision of corona risk allowance. The committee demanded corona transition management training of health workers at the state level should be expanded, and the government should make arrangements for the immediate repatriation of stranded workers abroad on regular flights. There is a possibility of light to moderate rain in some places across the country on Thursday. According to the Department of Water and Meteorology, the monsoon low pressure line is now near the western part of the country. It is raining lightly in some places across the country. There is a possibility of thunder and lightning in some parts of the country this afternoon. There is a possibility of thunder and rain in Bagmati, Gandaki Province 5, Karnali and some places in the far western region. According to the Meteorological Department, it is likely to rain tonight in Bagmati, Gandaki Province 5, Karnali and some places in the far western region. Nepal remains in the same position in International Cricket Council's T20 rankings. Nepal is ranked 15th in the new rankings updated by the ICC. Even before this, Nepal was in the 15th place. 11th place in Nepal's T20 is the highest ranking. The associate nations are Scotland and UAE before Nepal. Scotland is 14th and UAE is 13th. Nepal is ranked 16th in the ODI rankings. Australia is at the top of the T20 rankings. Similarly, England, India, Pakistan and South Africa are in 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th positions respectively. Leicester City defender Ben Chilwell has joined Chelsea. London club Chelsea have signed the Leicester defender for £50 million. The English defender has signed a 5-year deal with Chelsea for a salary of £190,000 a week. The 23-year-old has been signed by Chelsea as a key player in the summer's transfer. Chelsea, who have been banned twice, have indicated they will spend a lot of money on transfer this summer. Chelsea have already signed Timo Werner and Hakim Ziyech to the club. Lampard had made the Chilwell contract a priority. Manchester City also wanted to sign the English defender. Chilwell has come to Chelsea after his 11-year collaboration with Leicester. He joined Leicester City in 2009. He has also scored 4 goals in 123 games for Leicester. Last season, Chelsea finished 4th in the league. Lampard has focused on transferring players to close the gap with top-place Liverpool and second-place Manchester City. Chelsea are close to signing Bayern Leverkusen forward Hai Havertz and veteran defender Thiago Silva. The government has made a schedule of regular and charter flights from August 31st. The Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation has prepared the schedule and sent it to the Civil Aviation Authority of Nepal for implementation. According to the new flight schedule submitted by the Ministry of Tourism to the Civil Aviation Authority, now the passengers coming to Nepal and the airlines bringing them to Nepal will have to abide by various conditions such as mandatory online form, negative PCR report, passengers with and without forms not to be allowed to sit together, identity card for foreign travelers, and mandatory health safety standards. The terrorists who killed 51 Muslim worshippers at 2 mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand, will spend the rest of its life in a jail. A judge has ruled it is the first time under current New Zealand law that a sentence of life without the possibility of parole has been imposed. Dozens more were wounded in the attacks in March last year in the country's worst peacetime massacre. It prompted an outpouring of grief and unity in New Zealand and around the world. Earlier, the gunman Australian Brenton Tarrant, 29, did not oppose the sentence in court on Thursday, despite being given the chance to do so, provoking surprise among some of his victims. The Australian man broadcast parts of the massacre live on Facebook and published an extremist manifesto online detailing his anti-Islamic views in March this year. He had appropriately pleaded guilty to the charges he faced, 51 counts of murder, 1 of attempted murder, and a terrorism charge, and there were fears he would use the hearing to decide his sentence as a platform for his extremist ideology. Before the sentence was pronounced, the prosecutor and the terrorist who had presented himself at the hearings after firing his lawyers in July gave their views on what the sentence should be. Throughout the morning, dozens of members of the public began to gather at the blockade in front of the courthouse. Many held signs depicting large red hearts or reading "We are one." This is all for now. We'll be back with more news and updates. Till then, keep watching Dharma television. May all the sentient beings be at peace. Stay safe.